The sun rose gently over the monastery, bathing the ancient walls in a warm golden glow. Buddha sat beneath the sacred Bodhi tree, surrounded by attentive disciples seeking guidance. Ananda, the youngest monk, approached hesitantly, his face shadowed by uncertainty. "Master," he began, his voice trembling, "why am I so afraid of change? It feels as though my soul resists its flow." Buddha's gaze fell upon him, his eyes filled with boundless compassion and understanding. He gestured toward the ancient pond nearby, rippling softly in the morning breeze. "Do you see the water, Ananda?" Buddha asked, his tone calm and inviting. "It never resists the wind's touch, always adapting." Ananda nodded, though confusion lingered in his heart, as if struggling against his inner fears. Buddha continued speaking, the wisdom in his voice drawing the disciples closer like moths to light. "Change is as natural as the breeze that ripples the surface of this pond. Ever present in life's flow." He paused briefly, letting the depth of his words settle in their hearts. "Fear arises when we resist life's impermanence, clinging tightly to illusions of permanence," Buddha explained gently. "Imagine a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, fragile wings unfolding through the struggle of transformation." Ananda lowered his gaze, pondering deeply the metaphor and wondering where his path might lead. Buddha smiled softly, sensing the turmoil within his devoted student, and leaned closer to share a parable. "There once was a river, flowing joyfully toward the sea, its destiny entwined with the ocean's embrace," Buddha began. But as the river approached, it hesitated, fearing it would lose itself within the vastness. Ananda tilted his head slightly, intrigued by the unfolding tale that mirrored his own trepidation. The ocean whispered gently to the river, "Through our union, you will grow beyond your boundaries, finding your true self." Buddha's words resonated like the harmonious chime of a bell, awakening dormant truths within Ananda's spirit. "Understand this, my dear disciple, by letting go of the known, you uncover strength hidden within your soul." He gestured once more toward the pond, where lotus flowers bloomed elegantly upon its surface. "Do these flowers fight against the mud that nourishes their roots, resisting the change it brings?" Buddha asked thoughtfully. The disciples collectively shook their heads, captivated by the serene imagery of wisdom their teacher painted. "No," Buddha said firmly. "They embrace the mud as an integral part of their journey to blossom beautifully under the sun." Ananda sighed quietly, his heart burdened yet enlightened, recognizing change as a friend, not a foe. "Master," he asked hesitantly, "how can I embrace change without being consumed by the fear it stirs?" Buddha's serene expression deepened, reflecting profound patience and wisdom rooted in centuries of enlightenment. "By trusting your wings, Ananda, and knowing they will carry you even when the branch beneath you shakes." Ananda's eyes widened, slightly, his mind awakened by the profound simplicity of Buddha's eternal truths. The disciples marveled at their teacher's unyielding ability to guide them through life's most turbulent waves. Buddha's voice, like the morning breeze, whispered with calming assurance as his wisdom continued flowing. "Do not anchor yourself to the illusions of permanence, for they will bind you in chains of suffering," Buddha said. "Instead, allow yourself to flow like the river toward the ocean, expanding in ways unknown to you." The sunlight grew brighter, illuminating the disciples' faces as they basked in the warmth of understanding. "Fear is born from ignorance, from our inability to see change as a gift bestowed upon us," Buddha added. He turned toward Ananda, whose shoulders were lighter, his heart slowly embracing these sacred teachings. "Let change be your guide, showing you paths yet undiscovered, and your life will transcend boundaries," Buddha said. Ananda knelt respectfully before his teacher, gratitude flowing from his soul, like water seeking its course. "I understand now, Master," he whispered softly. Fear is the shadow I cast by resisting the light of transformation. Buddha nodded with serene approval, his aura radiating profound warmth and eternal wisdom under the Bodhi tree. The disciples dispersed thoughtfully, their minds enriched and enlightened by the morning's sacred teachings. Buddha's presence lingered like the echoes of an eternal truth, a constant guide for life's impermanence. Ananda stood quietly, reflecting deeply upon the sacred lessons that had forever shifted his perception of change. Another day dawned, casting a warm golden hue over the still waters of the monastery. Another day unfolded, its crisp morning air carrying the delicate scent of blooming flowers across the monastery's verdant grounds. Buddha walked with grace, his flowing robe shimmering under the gentle light of dawn. The disciples gathered near a field, their hearts eager to absorb the day's teachings. Ananda stood among them, his expression calm but thoughtful, his curiosity now honed by previous lessons. Master, Ananda asked, how do we embrace the ever-shifting nature of life without losing our sense of self? Buddha paused, his gaze resting on a tree whose branches swayed rhythmically in the soft breeze. Ananda, he began, his voice steady yet gentle. Consider this tree. It stands rooted, yet it dances with the wind's embrace. The disciples turned their attention to the tree, its movements a harmonious balance between flexibility and strength. Life's changes are like the wind, unpredictable and constant, challenging us to adapt while staying grounded in our truth, Buddha explained. He gestured for the disciples to follow him as he walked toward a stream glistening in the morning sun. The water flowed effortlessly, its path weaving through rocks and bends, a serene testament to nature's harmony. See this stream, Buddha said, kneeling by its edge. It flows without resistance, adjusting to every obstacle in its way. Ananda knelt beside Buddha, observing the water's movement and pondering the profound simplicity of its journey. Master, Ananda asked, how can we flow like the stream when the obstacles of life feel insurmountable and unyielding? Buddha smiled softly, sensing the depth of Ananda's inquiry, and reached for a small pebble resting nearby. This pebble, Buddha said, holding it up, represents your rigid fears and attachments, weighing you down against life's currents. He dropped the pebble into the stream, watching as it sank while the water continued its path unbothered. The stream does not cling to the obstacles it encounters. It flows around them, finding new paths, Buddha explained. The disciples listened intently, their hearts resonating with the wisdom flowing like the stream before them. Buddha then shared a story, his voice calm yet imbued with the power of timeless truth. There was once a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. Its delicate wings bound tightly within, Buddha began. The struggle seemed endless, yet the butterfly persisted, its efforts guided by an innate understanding of life's necessity for transformation. The disciples leaned closer, captivated by the tale that mirrored their own struggles with the challenges of impermanence. When the butterfly finally emerged, its wings were strong enough to carry it toward the sky, a symbol of freedom, Buddha said. Had it not embraced the struggle, it would never have flown, bound forever by the safety of its cocoon. Ananda's eyes reflected a growing clarity, his soul beginning to dance with the rhythm of the Buddha's teachings. Master, he asked, how do we find the courage to face life's struggles without being consumed by doubt and fear? Buddha's serene expression remained steadfast, his presence a calming beacon for all who sought his guidance. Courage is born from trust, Ananda, Buddha replied. Trust in the process, and trust in your wings. The disciples nodded silently, their understanding deepening with each word spoken by their revered teacher. Buddha stood and beckoned them to follow him to a nearby hillside where the view spanned the vast horizon. Look at this landscape, Buddha said, his voice carrying the stillness of the earth and the openness of the sky. It shifts with time, from barren in winter to lush in spring. Yet it never clings to any single season. The disciples gazed at the scenery, their hearts expanding with the understanding of life's cyclical nature. Our existence mirrors this landscape, Buddha continued, changing continuously, yet holding within it the seeds of renewal and growth. Ananda sighed quietly, his spirit absorbing the wisdom and finding solace in its transformative power. Master, he said, how do we hold on to our purpose when life seems to shift like sand beneath our feet? Buddha turned to Ananda, his eyes reflecting the depth of his compassion and insight. By understanding that purpose is not static but evolves with each change. Much like the flowing stream, he replied. The disciples stood silently, the breeze carrying Buddha's words to their hearts, planting seeds of resilience and peace. Buddha gestured toward the horizon, where the sun now bathed the land in a golden embrace, illuminating its beauty. Do not fear change, Ananda, Buddha said, for it is through life's impermanence that we discover our eternal essence. Ananda bowed deeply, his gratitude flowing like the stream, a quiet yet powerful acknowledgement of the gift of wisdom. Buddha's presence radiated a profound calm, his teachings resonating with the rhythm of the universe itself. The disciples dispersed, each carrying within them the tools to navigate life's ever-shifting landscape with grace and courage. Ananda lingered briefly, his gaze fixed on the horizon, his heart at peace with the truth he now understood. He whispered softly, I will trust in the process, in the struggle, and in the wings that will carry me forward. The sun began its descent, casting a serene glow over the monastery, a gentle reminder of life's continuous dance of change. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.